Hi you all, welcome back to Chelly's Kitchen. I'm back at y'all with another great video. Today we will be making salmon croquettes. Y'all heard me right, we will be making salmon croquettes Chelly's way. So let's get to it. Okay y'all, so what you would need to make salmon croquettes Chelly's way. Here is just bell pepper. This is 1/4 of a cup of bell pepper. This is 1/4 of a cup of onions. And this is about 2, maybe 3 tablespoons of cilantro. This is the same cilantro if you watch my street taco video and my elotes. This is the same type of cilantro. And you get the cilantro over there where you get your onions and your bell peppers. The cilantro is over there as well. And it's also optional. So you do not have to use the cilantro if you don't want. You don't have to use the onions or you don't have to use none of this if you want. But it's Chelly's way and I want all this in mine. So we got bell peppers, onions, cilantro. You will need some butter. Then I got 3 cans of salmon. This is the salmon I like to use. Got 3 cans of those. You get this from your local grocery store where you find your tuna and all that type of stuff. This is right over there with that. You would need some mayo. You would need some garlic powder. You would need some panko breadcrumbs, just the plain. You would need some salt, some pepper. You would need some Worcester sauce. Hey, y'all know I cannot pronounce. You watch my other video with the what was that? The shrimp fried rice. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but got my Worcester sauce. If you made that, then you should still have some of this in your cabinet. I also have some lemon juice here, and I have some tartar sauce for dipping. You could dip your salmon croquettes in the tartar sauce. And last but not least, you will need some oil to fry your croquettes in. You need some oil, and you will need 1 beaten egg. So I know it seems like a lot, but it's not, y'all. It's really not. It's not. So let's get to it, y'all. Okay, y'all. So let's get started making our salmon croquettes. So I've opened my salmon and I've drained it. You want to make sure you drain your salmon. So I drained it. And we're just going to add everything to the bowl. Put your salmon in the bowl. That's good. All right, next, we're going to add all of our vegetables. We're going to add our bell peppers, our onions, and our cilantro. Just like that. All right. Next, I'm going to add my beaten egg. Just like that. This smells so good, y'all. With the onions and the cilantro and the salmon. It smells delicious. Then we're going to put about a teaspoon and a half of lemon juice. We're going to add our Worcester sauce. We're going to add about a tablespoon of this. Alright. Then we're going to add our garlic powder. About a tablespoon of garlic powder. We're going to add some salt. About a teaspoon of salt. And we need our pepper. Add us some pepper in here. Alright. And then last but not least, we're going to add our breadcrumbs. Add about a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Well, you can eyeball it. It's up to you. It depends on how much you're making. And then, I'm sorry, we need to add our mayo as well. So I'm just going to get some spoonfuls out. One spoonful, 2 spoonfuls, 3, 4. I'm going to do 4. Then we're going to mix it all together, y'all. Just want to mix it all together. Just like that. Smells so good. Looks delicious. Smells delicious. That's how you want to mix it up. I think I did great with my measurements. So yeah, after you have it all mixed up to your liking, we're going to patty up and then we're going to fry them, and then I'm going to show you how I do the rice. Stay tuned. Okay, y'all. So I have patted them up. Keep in mind that salmon croquettes is a very touchy-feely food, so you really want to make sure your hands are really clean. You might want to take your rings off. Again, it's a really touchy-feely food, so you want to make sure your hands are extremely clean. I did patty them up. They're not the best patties, but they're going to look delicious once I cook them and get done. And then another thing, too, I have a pot over here with my rice. I'm going to show you how to make white rice with y'all salmon croquettes as well. So I have 3 cups of water in here boiling, coming to a boil. While that water is boiling, y'all, we're going to go ahead and put some butter in the water. When you cooking rice and your water is boiling, go ahead and add some butter. What the butter do is stop it. The butter stops it from sticking. It stops your rice from sticking to the pot, sticking to the bottom. Even though this is a non-stick pot, I still put it in there. So then you put your butter in there, and then we're just going to do 1 cup of rice today. Give me a cup full of rice. Probably add just a little bit. So we're going to do 1.5 cups, y'all. 1.5 cups. Boom. To be completely honest with y'all, all the years I've been making rice, I've never measured it. So that was me measuring it the best way I can. Normally when I make rice, I just eyeball it. Throw it in the, I can eyeball it. Alright, so then you let that come to a boil. You want to turn your pot down. And then put your top back on it. So you're going to let that steam for about 10-15 minutes. You want to keep checking on it, stirring it, and all that good stuff. Then we're going to come back over here. In this skillet, y'all, I just put just enough skillet to coat the bottom of my skillet. So that's probably about 2 tablespoons. You don't want too much. Just enough to cover the bottom of the skillet. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and add our croquettes. They're trying to fall apart on me, but they try to fall apart on you. Just patty them back. Alright, that's not hot enough. Hold on. Okay, y'all, so my grease is not as hot as it needs to be, so I'm letting that warm up a little bit more. While we letting this grease warm up, we're going to talk about my appearance. Please never mind the curls. Never mind. I ain't got no lashes on. I ain't got nothing. I got my curls popping. It is New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's to you all. Happy New Year's to y'all and y'all families. And I want to thank y'all so much for watching. But yeah, this is why I look like this. Never mind me. It is New Year's Eve. And I might go out later on. So I need my curls to be popping. So that's why I kept my curls in. I just wanted to drop in real quick and drop this video for y'all. This is a great meal for snacks. This is a great meal for lunch. This is a great meal for dinner. We're just doing the croquettes and rice. But you can also add corn to it. You can add green beans to it. And make it a meal for dinner. So, yeah. So my grease looks like it's popping at me. It's getting about ready. I'm going to let it warm up another minute or so because you want your grease to be hot. You don't want them just sitting in warm grease. They'll fall apart and it'll just be a mess. Your grease has to be hot. So a good way I check my grease is I just get a little water and do like that. And yeah. So I'm going to give it another minute or so. And I'll be back and I'll show y'all how to cook y'all croquettes. We're going to go ahead and check on our rice. Just want to give it a stir. Just like that. Rice take about 10 to 15 minutes to cook. This is real rice. This is not that minute rice. If we was making minute rice, the rice would be done already. But this is real rice. So, yeah, it take about 10-15 minutes to make a good pot of white rice. When you put your pot on there, you want to make sure you got a little space for your steam to escape, because if not, it will overflow and you will have a stove top full of rice water all over your stove. So you want to make sure you're giving it some room to breathe and for that steam to come out. And I got that on like a medium high, and that's perfect. So back to our croquettes. I think our grease is ready. Pick this bad boy back up. Now it might act like it want to break up. But that's fine, because once you fry it, it should stay together. So yeah, mine are trying to come apart, y'all, but I'm just going to patty them back up real lightly, like that. And drop them in the grease. Just like that. Kind of like you pattying a burger. And you only want to let them cook for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and then you're going to flip them. Okay, yeah, so in this skillet I have about probably about 3 tablespoons of oil in this skillet. You don't need a lot of oil for this recipe. So I have about 3 tablespoons of oil, and they are cooking beautifully. Flip this bad boy. That, y'all. That's how you want them to look. When you're patting your salmon croquettes, y'all, make sure you make them kind of big and thick. That's what make them stick together. When you got them trying to make them thin, they fall apart. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. My first batch just fell apart, and so yeah, I had to come back and re-strategize and come to the conclusion that they were just way too thin. As you look at these are way thicker, and they're cooking. They ain't falling apart or nothing. So you want them to be big and thick if you can. If you make them small and thin, they will fall apart. And that explains, well, I don't know, I have seen mini croquettes, so you probably have to add like more flour or more eggs in it to make it stick together. Just want to check on them. That's what I'm doing. Alright, and now what I'm going to do is check back on my rice. Alright, y'all. This is what your rice should look like. Turn that off. And we're just going to add some butter to it. Add a little butter to your rice. Add some nice buttery rice. When you're cooking rice, of course you want to make sure that you continue to stir it, and then if make sure you're tasting grains to see if it's cooked. It's okay to, you know how we do our noodles, it's okay to take a little dab to taste it. If you realize all your water is gone and your rice is not cooked to your discretion, you can add water. Add about a couple of tablespoons to it, put it back on the stove, put the top back on it, and let it cook more. So you can add water. So if you realize you're cooking your rice and all the water is exhausted out and the rice is not cooked all the way, just add a little bit more water to it, put it back on the stove, put that top back on there, and let it cook for another 4 to 5 minutes. Alright, y'all, so back to these croquettes. I'm going to flip them one more time. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we're going to let these cook about 1 to 2 more minutes, and we're going to take them off. Alright, so as y'all see here, I got me a plate with some paper towels. I'm going to take them out. I'm going to drain as much grease as I can. And then whatever I can't get, that's what the paper towel is for. The paper towel is to catch the excess grease. And yeah, you don't want a lot of grease. You see, this is not a lot of grease at all. That's all the grease I use, and you just want to use a little bit of grease. If you have too much grease in here, your croquettes it's a possibility that they will fall apart. So just use a little bit of grease and try to patty them kind of big, and you should be good. All right, y'all. All right, so this is salmon croquettes. the ones that did not fall apart on me. Stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and plate this up and we're going to give it a taste. Stay tuned. Alright y'all, I'm back. So as y'all can see, I plated it. I put my beautiful croquettes down. I have my buttered rice and I have my tartar sauce. I got me some parsley and I just sprinkled it on everything. Parsley make everything cute, y'all. Make everything pop. Parsley, green onion, and cilantro. Those three things will make your dish pop. Adds color and soulfulness to your meals. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is go ahead and give it a taste. Let's see what I done did with myself. Give me a little piece of this croquette. Dip it in my tartar sauce. So good, y'all. Oh my God. Packed with so much flavor. This is what the inside of it looks like. Got your peppers. Cilantro. Nice and flaky. Is exactly how you want it. So good, y'all. Again, I wish that y'all could taste it and smell it. So I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in today. This is how I make salmon croquettes Chelle's way. Just make sure you patty them, make them a little thick. You should be good. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching today. Again, it is New Year's Eve here. So happy New Year's to all of y'all. Happy New Year's to all of y'all families. And I pray that you guys have a prosperous year. And yeah, just stay safe, y'all. COVID is still out. Make sure y'all washing your hands. Got your mask over your nose. Make sure y'all protecting yourself and y'all protecting your kids. And yeah, have a great New Year, y'all. Again, thank you so much for watching Chelle's Kitchen. Have a great New Year.
Good.